to use Cloudmapper.
How to use Cloudmapper to generate AWS diagrams. This is what we will see today in this video. Cloudmapper repository is available on GitHub. In order to use it, you will need to have installed Python 3, pip, and virtual environment. You will also need JQ and PyJQ tools installed. So on my local host, I have already Python 3 and pip installed. Let me check if I have JQ and other library also. So as we see here, JQ is already satisfied, which means it's already installed on my machine, and PyJQ is also already there. I don't need to install them. The next step for me is to clone the Cloudmapper repository from GitHub. I have already cloned it, but in your case, if you haven't done it yet, you need to run that command, that git clone command. So what I need now is to run bro install autoconf automake AWS CLI 3 type JQ libtool Python 3. Then I need to go to the Cloudmapper repository that I have already cloned. The next step is to start and activate my virtual environment. Before running this command, let me show you on the source code the virtual environment folder, which is VM, and under bin there is activate. So let's go back to the terminal and run the appropriate command. So as you can notice, there is this VM prefix, which means I am now using my Python virtual environment. Next, I need to install my requirements for this project by running pip install requirements. So the Cloudmapper repository offers us the possibility to generate diagrams and report for a dummy AWS account. In the config.json demo file in the project, there is declaration and the specification for this demo account. So let me try it. Here there are 16 nodes, 3 external CIDR, and 35 connections built. After preparing the data, we need to generate the report for this demo account by running the next command, Python Cloudmapper report, blah, blah, blah. So the report is generated successfully under the web folder account data. Cloudmapper offers me a possibility to see this HTML page on the browser by starting first a web browser. And in order to do that, I need to run Python Cloudmapper web server. So let's go ahead and run it. I need to call this URL now. So here I can see my AWS resources classified per region. By calling account data report, I see the data in another form with some statistics and some note regarding the security level that I have for each category of resources. Here, for example, my SQSQ is publicly accessible, which could represent a security problem. So in real life, what we need is in fact not to generate the data for a demo account, but to generate it for a real account. For this reason, I will show now how to generate data for my own private account. Let me check what resources I have here. I have an instance running, a volume, and security groups, and key pair. And in order to be able to generate the data with Cloudmapper, I need to make sure that my EAM user has the appropriate policies in its role, which are view-only access. And so my current logged in user already has these policies, but let me show you another user who does not have these policies, and we will see how to add them to it. So I am on the grant permissions. I have to choose attach existing policy directly. After typing security audit, I can select it, and then I need to type view only access and add it also as a policy. So my second user has these policies as well. You don't need to add those policies to all of your users, just to the user that you will use with Cloudmapper. So let's go back to the terminal and run a slightly different command in order to collect the AWS data for my account. Let's type Python Cloudmapper collect -- account, then the name of my account. So here I have problem because I am not yet logged into AWS. Let me do it first with AWS configure. And here we go. So the access to the AWS account is done correctly, and generating or collecting the data could take a moment. Let's wait a bit. And here it is. So let's now generate the report for this collected data in order to visualize it. For that sake, we need to run the Python Cloudmapper report -- account and then the name of the account. So report is there. Let's start the web server and then move on to the browser. So here the all data for demo account, and after refresh I can see the data for my Rakia AWS certificate account. So here I see the number of resources and some insights regarding the security level for each resource and so on. So let's go back to the terminal and generate the diagram. For this sake, we need to run Python Cloudmapper prepare, then -- account and the name of my account, Rakia AWS and certificate. Okay, here I have an error because I need to adjust the content of the config.json. So let me go to it first, and so the name of my account is Rakia AWS certificate, and my account ID is this one, and I need to replace this with correct data. So we log into my account first. Okay, I will create a new EC2 instance. And okay, keeper is this one. Create security group. And okay, I'm fine with this. Okay, let's now change the version and choose this one, for example, and I would like to create an EC2 instance as well there. So here I already have an instance. That's great. And I have a default VPC. Let's go to it. And I need to take this CIDR and put it here, and the name is okay, there is no name. Let's create a new one, my first PC or my new. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now we have two VPC here. I can add the new one as well. Let's go first here, duplicate this line, then I will adjust the data. So this is our IPv4 CIDR, and the name is okay, and this is the name. It's my new VPC. Okay, let's go again to the terminal and run our prepare command. Okay, now we have two connection builds and one external CIDR. Let's run the web server. Web server is there, the URL. So, and this is what we have for the moment. So I have resources in two availability zones, which are US East 1 and Europe Central 1. In each of them, I have a virtual private cloud and a subnet and an instance. This instance can communicate with public traffic, unlike the other one. As you may have already noticed, this is not all of my resources, and the reason for this could be that my current IAM user does not have the right to access all the resources and see them. Let's go back to my AWS account. So here, if I go to SQS, I can see that I have an SQS that I am not seeing in the diagram. Let's check the access policy for this one. So let's adjust the policy and change it. So here in the principal I see an ARN which is not the ARN of my current user. Let's go to this security credential of my current user and copy my current ARN, the ARN of my current IAM user, and go back here. I need to go to the policy generator and allow of this IRN all actions, and the resource is, let's go back to SQS, then copy this IRN and I will paste it here, add statement, generate policy, and let's copy this one. Okay, now I can change the policy. Let's save it. After updating the access policy, you can recollect the data from AWS and regenerate the diagram again. Let's see now a different case study, which is an example where there is a lot of resources and services used in AWS. In such a situation, you will get a big number of nodes and connections in your diagram. And it makes sense to benefit from the filters that Cloudmapper offers you, such as no internal edges, no read replicas, collapse by tag, then the name of your tag if you have already used tags in your AWS services, and so on. So Cloudmapper offers other features such as discovering and adding automatically different accounts to the config.json file. And to do this, you need to run the Python Cloudmapper configure discover organization accounts. So in my case, I am getting an AWS organization not in use exception because my current AWS account does not belong to an organization account. As you can see here, there is your account is not member of an organization. But if I switch to another account, I will get a different output. With Cloudmapper, you have the possibility to use a Docker container as well and start it. And if you would like to generate the Cloudmapper report and diagram automatically and on a regular basis, you can check here this page, which show you how you can use Cloudmapper role, a private subnet, and some other resources like an S3 bucket and CloudWatch service also, and SNS, and also some notification to get notified about the output of Cloudmapper. So guys, that's it for today. I wish it was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you next time.